This is my review on Justice League from 2017. The Joss Whedon version, who directed and wrote this movie, and involving creative decisions for this movie. So the 9% that's not footage of Zack Snyder's vision from his Justice League movie. So 9% of this is Joss Whedon's movie. Yet he didn't give himself credit, but just Zack Snyder all credit in the opening credits of the movie. Which makes me confused why gives Snyder any credit, because he didn't do anything for this cut of the film. And so I'm just like telling those who didn't know that the movie Justice League feels more like an adaptation of the Super Friends cartoon. In other words, it feels like a lighthearted yet really. It feels more like lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek parody of the Justice League from the comics, rather than an actual serious, legit adaptation of Justice League from the comics. So it feels more like the parody of version of the Justice League from the Super Friends show, and less like the real deal of Justice League. And that being said, I can see why some people don't really like this movie. In fact, might have a grudge for this movie. Those people who have grudge towards this movie, I can see why they wouldn't like this movie because of that reason. And which is fair enough. Personally, I don't really hate the Super Friends show, so I don't really have a grudge against that show, even though I'm not a big fan of the show. Like, other people are big fans of the show. I mean, it's not my favorite comic book show. It's not, even though I give it a 10 out of 10, it's like of a show that's basically, if you, but I wouldn't say it's the most faithful adaptation of the Justice League. It's same goes for this movie, and so because I'm now don't really have a grudge against the Super Friends show, I might be a little soft, might be a little easier on this movie, and so because I like the Super Friends show, that I give that 10 out of 10 for being like competent enough parody of the Justice League. It's the same reason why I like this movie from 2017. So, Zack Snyder's Justice League is a lot better than the one from 2017. Because it does feel like an actual legit adaptation of the Justice League from the comics and less like a parody. Unlike this cut of the film. So that's why I think Zack Snyder's version is really better, okay? And it really does, really why it is better and actually has more potential to make a franchise out of that than Whedon's version. Yet the Whedon one's the one that exists in the main DC timeline. Which is kind of sad. And, so yeah, I give Justice League a 10 out of 10. And, granted, it does feel like, the movie does, like, this does has a bit of too much of selling out, DC selling out, and catering to the people who didn't like the Snyderverse in the first place, but now do. So now they end up hating this movie in hindsight, and even though it's technically what they wanted. But, yeah. So, and yes, this movie's very stupid. 2017's Just movie is very stupid and very cheesy of a film. It makes not a whole lot of sense, really, at all. And this is pretty much okay. It's kind of like one of these movies where I can give this a 10 out of 10. I can give this movie a 10 out of 10. For the reason well, the film is kind of the acting's cheesy a lot of the times, not that convincing. I think the reason why I can give this a 10 out of 10 is because I guess this is one of the movies I can don't mind you know, going with the flow, and in other words, what other people's and like the same movie that I call this is fuck. I can give this a 10 out of 10 because I can shut my brain off enough for this movie. The same reason I can give is like sort of like Wonder Woman's Gal Gadot movie, the first one. Like, I mean, I don't mind it's one of those movies that, I don't really feel like I don't have to, like, use a lot of my brain power at all. Yeah, I'm painfully aware of his flaws and the problems of the movie. So basically, it's kind of a guilty. I kind of see it. So it's kind of like so it's basically a guilty pleasure of a movie. So because of these being aware of the faults, doesn't aggravate me or bores me. Because it doesn't aggravate me or bore me, and I'm painfully aware of all his flaws and problems that, including the part that doesn't really makes a whole lot of sense majority of the time. As is in this people spoofing the nostalgia to the audience is the reason why I can give this a 10 out of 10. So yeah, it's more than stupid. stupid enough to give it a 10 out of 10. And fucking ridiculous insane. And cheesy enough to get a 10 out of 10 from me. That's why it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Yeah. Yeah, I feel good about covering all of my reasons. Yeah, I think those are all my reasons I have to, of why I love this movie, this kind of film. Yeah, stupid, yes, cheesy, yes, a bunch of nonsense. But it's the kind of nonsense and stupid and cheesy that's you can't help not enjoy. I mean, you can't help but enjoy. It may be junk food and for the brain, or may not challenge your brain, but it may make your brain kind of lazy, but so does alcohol do the same thing to your brain. So that's why you was a 10 out of 10. Bye.